Hello everyone! Today I will explain two components of language, morphology and syntax. Morphology is the study of word structure and word formation. We can break down words into smaller meaningful parts called morphemes to know the meaning of a word. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit of language. It can be divided into two categories, free and bound morphemes. Free morphemes can stand alone as an independent word, and bound morphemes cannot normally stand alone and must be typically attached to another form. Free morphemes can be divided in two classes: open class words, also known as content words, that we can frequently add new morphemes to them and create new words. These are verbs, noun, adjectives, and adverbs. And closed class words, or function words, which do not have a clear lexical meaning and cannot change. These are conjunctions, prepositions, pronouns, articles, auxiliary verbs, demonstrative, comparatives, and quantifiers. Bound morphemes can be divided into three categories: contracted forms, bound bases, and affixes. Contracted forms are shortened forms of the auxiliaries such as will, are, or would. All these contracted forms are bound morphemes. Bound bases are roots that don't form a word with a meaning. For instance, conceive and receive have the root sieve. The word itself isn't actually a word, it's a bound root morpheme. Affixes that can be subdivided into categories: inflectional affixes, which are always suffixes and modify the form of a word, change the tense and number. There are 8 inflectional morphemes. And derivational affixes that can be either prefixes or suffixes. Derivational morphemes are used to create new words. They change the meaning and the part of the speech. To illustrate, uncomfortable. First, we identify the free morpheme that is comfort. Then the bound morphemes are classified. Un is a prefix and able is a suffix, and both are bound derivational because the first one changed the meaning and the second one changed the part of the speech. Apart from word formation through derivational affixes, English also employs other word formation processes such as borrowing, clipping, acronyms, back formation, coinage, compounding, blending, conversion, reduplication, and eponyms. Now, let's talk about syntax. Syntax is the study of the structure of a sentence. We will understand the meaning of the sentence if we learn how to analyze it. A clause is the basic unit of grammar and is made up of a subject, a verb phrase, and sometimes a complement. There are two kinds of clauses: independent clauses and dependent clauses. To exemplify, I didn't go to the cinema because I wasn't interested in any movie. The second sentence depends on the first one to make sense. A sentence must contain at least one independent clause. There are 4 types of sentence structures: simple sentences that have only one main clause, compound sentences that are made of 2 simple sentences joined by a coordinating conjunction, complex sentences that are made of a simple sentence and a dependent clause introduced by a subordinating conjunction, and compound complex sentences that have 2 independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. Let's analyze a sentence with a sentence tree. To create a sentence, we need a noun phrase plus a verb phrase. A noun phrase must include a noun, and it can also include a determiner, a quantifier, an adjective phrase, and a prepositional phrase. A verb phrase must include a verb, and it can also contain a noun phrase, a prepositional phrase, an adverb phrase, and an adjective phrase. Let's analyze the following sentence. The very kind boy helped his friend with his homework. The first thing we have to do is to identify the parts of the speech of every word. Then we have to look for the phrases. In this case, we have an adjective phrase, a noun phrase, and a noun phrase combined with a preposition that creates a prepositional phrase. Finally, the determiner, the adjective phrase, and the noun become a noun phrase. And the verb, the noun phrase, and the prepositional phrase become a verb phrase. Then a noun phrase plus a verb phrase creates a sentence. And that is my summary of morphology and syntax. Thanks for your attention, and I hope you liked the video.